My next guest is the host of the popular More Money podcast and the author of Everything But Money. Here to help us conquer our money issues, please welcome to the show, Jessica Moorhouse. Hello, Jessica. Oh my gosh, what an absolute delight it is to meet you.
Same.
Oh,
Same here. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh. Well, first off, huge congratulations on this absolutely amazing book. It's so fantastic. Now, I cannot fathom writing a book about money in general. It's such a huge, massive, very, very sensitive topic. But in this book, you help readers kind of understand the real source of their money issues. So what's one of the things that can kind of prevent people from thinking clearly about money?
I mean, a lot. That's why there's a whole book on all of the possible things that could be preventing you from kind of getting out of your own way.
Yeah.
But what I found was there's a lot of great personal finance books out there that talk about budgeting and debt and investing, but they wouldn't necessarily talk about, but what if I'm still not doing it? Why do I still make mistakes?
Yeah.
Why am I still not able to see any progress?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do some research and interview a bunch of people from my audience to find out what are those answers. And there's a lot of things. So, you know, it starts in childhood. So that's when we start our relationship with money. And then it just progresses as we get older and, you know, trauma, generational trauma, human behavior, just being a human comes into it. And depending on, you know, what your background is, there's a lot of systems that can make it harder for you compared to someone else to kind of get to the same place financially.
Yeah, that's such a huge thing because I think you're right. I think we kind of do the thing where we think, why am I not able to budget in the same way without thinking about what the root kind of cause is?
You have to get to the origin story to find out why can't I stick with a budget? That's something I hear all the time. Like, I keep on starting a budget January and I fall off around February or March. Why is that?
Yeah.
This might be why.
Okay, that is fantastic. Now, in chapter 3 in this book, you talk about how everyone kind of has a money story.
Yes.
Now, but you also talk about how we can all rewrite our story. So how is it that we determine what our money story is?
So everyone has a certain narrative in their mind of their relationship with money, how they act with money, how they feel with money, how they think about money, which is largely based off of maybe how we were taught about money or just observed money growing up.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the things that we do, they're kind of subconscious. And so I really want people to figure out, okay, what is that money story? How do you manage money and why? Why do you have certain values and why? So then we can take a look and see what do we want to keep and what do we want to let go of? Because some things are probably not serving you.
Yeah.
They're actually preventing you from getting ahead.
Totally.
And so we want to deconstruct so then we can, you know, take some of the pieces away and build a brand new story. And that's kind of what we do in the final chapter, really putting all those pieces together.
That's fantastic. I love that. It's almost using some pieces that maybe were part of the original story, but getting rid of the things, like you said, that aren't serving you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, you grew up in BC.
I did.
And you share your own kind of money story in this book. And it's about the gumball in the bulk aisle, which I think is so fun because you told me that if you just said gumball in the bulk aisle, I would never guess that it was about money.
Yeah,
no. So why was that such a huge defining moment for you?
Yeah, when I was writing the book, I was trying to, because there's an exercise in the book helping people elicit their first money memory. So how did that relationship with money start? And so I'm like, I have to obviously do the exercise myself. And immediately the story of me being 4 years old in the bulk aisle.
I was 4 with mine. Sorry.
I'm going to ask you about
I was
your
gonna say, I was
money
like, oh
memory in a
my,
bit. And I stole a gumball because I didn't think it was that big of a deal, and I wanted some candy, and my mom wouldn't buy it for me, as, you know, fair enough. Kids always ask for candy.
Yeah.
And then she realized what I was doing and said, you can't steal. And I just want to say, I love my mom. She's the best mom ever. Yeah. Fair enough. I should not be stealing, and I have not stolen anything since. Yeah. And that was kind of my first interaction with money, in that I didn't have money to buy this thing, and I took something that I shouldn't have. And so I started thinking of money equals something shameful, because I felt ashamed of what I did.
Yeah.
And that kind of connection with shame and money continued, honestly, until I started doing some therapy and writing this book and really kind of put those pieces together for myself and realized I don't need to continue this walk with shame. I think I can do something better with it.
That's really, really amazing. I know mine is I was also 4. I remember depositing, I got money from my Nana. And I remember opening my bank account and putting it in and having the little book that had like a teddy bear in it. And I remember, because I grew up with a single mom, and I saw nobody else had a single mom. So recognizing that my situation was different, and recognizing that money didn't come from maybe two places or didn't. So I had a very it was kind of stressful.
Yeah.
Realizing that when you're 4, that it is actually a thing that people need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can kind of pinpoint?
Oh, 1,000%.
How it kind of kept on going?
1,000,000,000,000%. If you talk to my husband about it, it definitely can. Yeah. Now, it's really important to get the right advice, and you talk about that in this book. But so how can we kind of weed out the good from the bad?
Yeah. So that's kind of almost more difficult now because there's so many people giving advice, especially online social media. You got to be careful with that and take everything with a grain of salt. You definitely want to find someone with the right credentials, but kind of give it it's the same kind of thing as if you want a therapist, you're going to hire someone who is a licensed therapist, not a life coach, because those are two different people, even though they may sound similar. So you don't necessarily want to hire someone who isn't licensed or who doesn't have the background, the education, the training to help you for your specific needs. So do your research, make sure you know who you're hiring before giving them your money to play with or to asking them for specific financial advice.
Definitely. Okay, I love that. Jessica, thank you so much. Huge congratulations on this book and your podcast. It was such a delight chatting with you today. Well, for more great advice, check out Jessica's new book, Everything But Money. It's available now, and everyone in our studio audience is going home with a copy. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.